Kumar Mishra, Chairman of Bar Council, Mr. Prabhakaran, Mr. Bhatt, Pinky Anand, Rajiv Datta, Parik Saab, distinguished senior lawyers, members, chairmen of the Bar Council, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for all the good words and the bouquets and the gifts. Thank you. And I come here with the mixed feelings at the very outset. It is my third term as the Law Minister of India. First was in the Vajpayee government. Second was on the 26th of May in the Narendra Modi government for 10 months. And again in Narendra Modi government for the last 9 months. But Manan Kumar Mishra, you remembered me for the first time, therefore thank you. Yes, I was very busy. He had a marriage in his own family. I was touring. I had other commitments. Problem is that ये नरेंद्र मोदी की सरकार है. हमारे प्रधानमंत्री 17-18 घंटे खटते हैं और सारे मंत्री 15-16 घंटे खटते हैं. And we have no Saturday or Sunday. Every Sunday is a Monday for us. Therefore, life is like that. But thank you for the very profound words of goodwill for me. Very briefly, I would like to outline today some of my ideas in that discussion. First and foremost, when I had not followed the issue of Law Commission recommendation, because I was busy otherwise, you know that, initially. I'm also handling information technology, electronics, law and justice, plus campaigning for the party. I could read something about it in the newspapers. One day when some of my friends from the Delhi bar approached me, some from when I went to Patna, one day in the morning there was a dharna in my house by my senior colleagues. They have got the right. I have begun my life from Patna. I had returned to my Patna home at 2 o'clock in the night. I was told at 7 o'clock that many eminent lawyers are waiting in my chamber. I met them. They have been my close friends for the last so many years. And then Mr. Manan Kumar Mishra, his delegation came to me. Then I realized. And then I studied. First of all, you must understand that Narendra Modi government accords the highest respect to the legal fraternity. Me, obviously I am a lawyer, I am an activist, I am a party worker, I am a law minister. But I do very significantly accord the highest respect to this profession. Because I can never forget what I am today. My profession has also played an important part in making me what I am today in the country. I acknowledge that. So the larger issue, why I totally agree with the need for reform. And I must begin with the outset, please improve your disciplinary mechanism. I want to make it very clear, government should not have the role. The government must remain away. Your own body, representative body, the Bar Council, your associations must formulate a proper, credible and assuring mechanism in the event of any misconduct which happens. There is a gap area which you have to improve. I told the Bar Council chairman, their team, I have been telling to others, and I am repeating here today. The reason as to why I am saying so, as I said, my third term as the Law Minister of India, and the largest number of complaints I am getting from individual litigants is this time. If in the country, in a democracy governed by rule of law, there has to be forum for grievance redressal, you need to surely make that forum available in a proper, effective manner. This is my serious concern which I have already conveyed to you. And I repeat, government should not have any role whatsoever in this process. It is your autonomy, your independence of the Bar Council and the association which must be maintained. Yes, are made in the Parliament. My department initiates a proposal or there is a felt need in the society. Then we consider of employing an important group for that. They give feedback, they make consultations, we put it on the website, seek suggestions, and thereafter the matter goes to the consultation in between departments. It goes to the cabinet. Cabinet at times feels the Prime Minister says, Ravi through our examine kar lo. Let some senior minister sit, we sit separately by our mind. Then we go to the Parliament. Parliament refers to the standing committee or select committee, as the case may be, and thereafter the law is passed. If for ordinary law or routine law or even serious law, these kinds of precautions are taken, surely, if long-term changes were to be recommended in Advocates Act, there ought to have been widest consultations. And when I was told by the Bar Council, by the Adivakta Parishad, by a Delhi Coordination Committee that this consultation has been absent by many other states also, I said no, it is not fair. And then I took a very firm stand. One thing you all must know, once I become convinced of anything, I never go back. I take a firm decision very clearly and categorically. That has been always my, if some of you, instead of telling my father and my parents and background, if Madan Mishra could have told some of his associates to say about the work I have done in the past, in the Atal Bihari Vajpayee government, this government, that would have been better. But anyway, that is a separate chapter altogether. What is important is that I clearly got the impression that proper consultation has not been done. And therefore I have instructed the law secretary, the nodal ministry in my department, you please ensure the widest consultation possible. And I will also request you, Mr. Chairman, since your representatives have come, let there be a meaningful suggestion. I don't want to make any comment against the law commission or the recommendation, because I am not looking at it at all. My time for looking at it would arise when you all have come to a widest consultation possible and the various views have been ascertained, which the law ministry will undertake. But I would also request at this time, Mr. Prabhakaran mentioned about Madras Bar, someone is saying about Delhi Bar. Surely as the apex body of the lawyers, the Bar Council can undertake the widest consultation, which you must do also apart from the law ministry. So that a meaningful, structured, filtered view comes to us in the light of the recommendation made for us to apply our own independent mind at the government level to make the amendments. The second thing I have to say, please look into improving the legal education. You are the authority to grant approval, permissions. The legal education needs it. I see a very unique kind of mismatch. On the one hand, we have extraordinary 5-year course law colleges, now even the rural sector opening up. The biggest demand which comes to as a minister, कि रवि जी मेरे यहाँ 5-year law course खुलवा दीजिए, अच्छा national law institute खोल दीजिए. I am happy. Good number of lawyers are coming, but surely even the ordinary law college must be of standard. That standard needs to be properly maintained. I think that is one issue which you need to reflect upon very seriously. I will share my views on 2-3 larger issues. I will come subsequently. The third issue which I have to highlight today is India is becoming a big country with a lot of economy. India today is the recipient of the biggest FDI. Our 7% growth rate is being talked about the world over. Hardly a fortnight ago, I was in Germany in G20 IT ministers meet. And I was amazed to see the kind of respect India has acquired because of the digital economy, the various game-changing performance, the honest working of government of India, the infrastructure is there. Now the world is looking towards India. Surely, Indian ecosystem of legal adjudication has to become proportionately improved in consideration of world expectations. Many of them come to me, I have come from so-and-so IT ministry. Can I go somewhere where I can get legal advice about India? I want to know more about India. Therefore, it is very important that quality of legal education must improve, and law practice also must properly recognize the changing mood, mode, expectation and image of India. That is very important because Mr. Prabhakaran, you mentioned about this, I would see that once this digital India, I am looking at the IT minister, Digital India, Make in India, Startup India, Stand Up India are game-changing programs. In a population of 1.25 billion, 125 crore, India is home to 8 crore mobile phones. Many of you are recording it here also. Out of which 35 crore is smartphone, likely to become 50 crores in coming 2 years. We have got 50 crore internet, landline and wireless. The biggest startup system. How we are changing, and 13 crore Aadhaar card. The matter is pending in the court. We have given our reply. It is completely safe and secure, duly backed up by a parliamentary law. I would like to clarify. But let me tell you one thing. How we are improving governance. By opening 27 crore bank account of the poor, we linked up to the Aadhaar, seen with the mobile to the bank account. And we started sending all the subsidies to the bank account directly. Manrega subsidy, ration subsidy, gas subsidy, kerosene subsidy. And do you know, we have saved 50,000 crores which used to be pilfered by middlemen or हिंदी में कहते हैं ना, बेटी पैदा नहीं हुई, बड़ी हो गई, विधवा भी हो गई और विधवा पेंशन भी ले रही है. This is how, and one Prime Minister of India, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, had said, I send ₹1 from Delhi and only 15 paisa reaches the ground. Narendra Modi government, if ₹100 is being sent, ₹100 is going directly to the bank account. That's how we are doing by technology. I am also doing e-courts. I will talk about that in the last, where I will talk of access to justice. Madan Mishra talked about judicial appointments. I totally agree with him. And I am always of the view that judicial appointment today is something which is a part of not only of good governance, but is also a part of expectation of the society. Today, even the son of a poor expect marginalized community also thinks like that. You know, you're examining how India is changing today. How many IAS, IPS come from who are the sons of peon and others who have studied very simple skills. How India is changing in terms of technology. Simple people are becoming millionaires by their innovation. All the cricket players from Dhoni to others come from small cities, small schools. They are also big. That's the changing mood and mode of India. Who is Narendra Modi? His mother used to wash utensils and clothes in the neighborhood, and his father used to sell tea on tea stall. And what is special of this government? Rajnath Singh, Sushma Swaraj, Arun Jaitley, Anant Kumar, Venkaiah Naidu, Ravi Shankar Prasad, all of us began our activism and student activism, the JP movement, anti-emergency, Vidyarthi Parishad. And therefore, whenever I talk of anti-emergency, which you all mentioned, in emergency we fought for 3 freedoms: individual freedom, press freedom, and independence of judiciary. Therefore, you lawyers friends need to remember that this government is led by the Prime Minister and senior ministers who have fought and suffered for independence of judiciary. That is our commitment. Now coming to judicial appointments, I am very clearly of the view, and the first statement I made and the letter I wrote to various justices of High Court, that when you make appointment, you must ensure that people from women, talented young men, from the Dalit community, from the tribal community, from the minority community, from the backward community should also become judges. I am very clear. Now, I brought about the National Judicial Commission amendment. You all know it was to be a collegium consisting of the Chief Justice, 2 senior most judges, the Law Minister, and 2 eminent persons. One eminent to be a woman, SC, ST minority in terms of votation. And the 2 eminent persons were to be selected by a collegium of the Prime Minister, the CJI, and the opposition leader or the largest party leader. Supreme Court set it aside. I have spoken about this briefly in the Parliament, and today I would like to share this before the Bar Council. We have accepted the judgment and we are respecting it. This observation I am making not necessarily as the Law Minister of India, but I am also making as a student of India's constitutional law. The Supreme Court has said, in substance, that because Law Minister is a member of the collegium to select a judge, therefore, if a litigant goes with a case against the government before that judge, he may have an apprehension that justice is not given. This is the sum and substance of the argument. Therefore, it is violative of the system. And the same about the 2 eminent persons. Again, I repeat, we have respected the judgment and we have accepted the judgment. But this observation today I am sharing for my lawyer friends from all across. If mere presence of the law minister gives rise to apprehension of lack of fairness, then it is a very serious coming being made. Indian polity today, the Prime Minister is elected by the people of India, or by the majority of India. The Prime Minister appoints the President of India. The Prime Minister appoints the Vice President of India, the main player. The Prime Minister appoints the Speaker of the Lok Sabha. The Prime Minister appoints the Deputy Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The Prime Minister appoints the Chairman of the Public Service Commission. He is the main player in the appointment of the Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioner. He is the main player in the appointment of CEC. He appoints the Army Chief, the Naval Chief, the Air Chief. The people of the country entrust the Prime Minister the right to safeguard the integrity and unity. And the Prime Minister performs all these functions along with his minister. The Prime Minister also holds the nuclear button. Once he clicks, only then India's nuclear button can explode. The Prime Minister of India can do so many things along with his ministers. But the Prime Minister cannot be trusted to appoint a fair judge. That's a larger question. And sometimes it has to be debated. Don't appreciate it. It is an intellectual critique. The second thing you all need to know. I am tempted to make this comment because Madan Kumar Mishra talked about judicial appointment. The Constitution came in 1950 and the Collegium came into being in 1993 because of the judicial judgment. It is not a part of the Constitution. From 1990 to 1950 to 1993, 43 years, the law minister was an important part of the selection process. Many times the Home Minister was there. I go through old record. Govind Vallabh Pant was a part of the process. The Chief Ministers were a part of the process. And except few years of emergency, in particular about one law minister, I don't want to name him. So the finest judges came from the whole process. Justice Kania, the first Chief Justice of India, Patanjali Shastri, Justice Vivian Bose, Justice Hidayatullah, Justice Gajendra Gadkar, Justice Krishna Iyer, Justice Venkat Chalaya, Justice J.S. Verma. So the most outstanding judges of India came by the same old process. Rajiv will bear me out and Mr. Parikh too, when the law minister was a part of the process. There was a little known judge, Jagmohan Lal Sinha in Allahabad High Court, who had the guts to unseat a sitting Prime Minister like Indira Gandhi. He was also appointed by the same old process where the law minister used to be a member of the process. Let me ask a question today, Madan Kumar Mishra, very honestly and frankly. Has the collegium system given judges of that caliber? That's a larger question. At some time we'll have to debate. The gentleman is in the news for all the wrong reasons. I am given to understand his medical examination is going on, has been directed to be going on. He was also a part of the collegium system. Therefore, to take this kind of an observation, maybe sometime the polity will have to take a call. And what was my objective behind the National Judicial Commission? I was very keen that I will ensure as the law minister that a proper record of all the lawyers of eminence, young lawyers whose cases are reported, must be catalogued and maintained as a record for all the high courts. I was very keen for Dalit lawyers, for others, women. Let us see who are doing what, so that we have the fresh recruitment in the process. But that is past is past. I repeat, collegium system itself required improvement, they have said. One thing you must know, and here record I must put straight. We passed the amendment of Constitution in August 2014. And thereafter it was ratified by all the states in 23 months, 50%. That is by November. And then we had called a meeting for holding the selection of two eminent persons. But in the meantime it was challenged. The Supreme Court has said no more further. From August 2014 the old law has gone. Collegium system had gone. The new architecture had been stayed by the court, no appointment. From August 2014 till December 2015, no appointment could be made because of there was nothing available in law to expedite that. There was a stay by the Supreme. But in 2016, don't forget, we have made appointment to 126 judges posts, the highest in the last 30 years. The average appointment is only about 75 to 80. Many Supreme Court judges, about 135 actually are confirmed. Again, appointment is going on, it should be expedited. Yes, one friend talked about All India Judicial Service. We support that. I'm a keen supporter of that. We are working it out for that purposes. And the reason as to why I'm keen for All India Judicial Service is to give exposure to young people, fresh law graduates, 5 years in practice, to become ADJs, work there for 8-10 years, become district judges, and then again come to the High Court. And I also propose to give reservation for SC, ST and OBC also, that we have good, qualified, competent people like in the IAS and IPS. And a big pool is available for us for appointment in the higher division. I'm working it out. Many High Courts are not even agreeable to it. I'm working it out. Therefore, it is very important that if you want justice delivery to be expedited, the quality of judges has to improve. That is very important. I'm happy that the Supreme Court and we are working together. A lot of appointments are in process. They will be expedited very soon. I'm also bringing in a big way e-courts. Today about almost 16,000 courts of the country have become on e-court basis. The e-court second mode is also going on. How much of infrastructure part is there, I wish to tell you that we have got a court infrastructure program since 1990s. 5,000 crores have been given till now. Out of that, 2,000 crores have been given in the last 2.5 years of the Narendra Modi government. So this is our component, almost half of the 5,000 crores. Many courtrooms have been constructed, many judges' residence have been constructed. But yes, Mr. Mishra, you must know, erecting, maintaining, expanding judicial infrastructure is a part of the state government responsibility, not of the government of India. We can only oversee and give, and in view of the 14th Finance Commission, almost 5 lakh crore is going to the states. Therefore, I would request Bar Council, you and your state Bar Council also to be the Chief Minister and to ensure that proper infrastructure is available for lawyers, etc., which you have talked about. You talked about certain stamp part of it, I will have to examine it. You come and meet me properly, I will surely examine it. But on a larger, no assurance I am giving, I am only saying of examination. I am also a Minister of India, therefore I have to understand all the implications. But the larger issue, 2-3 things which he talked about. And that is the changing role of Indian lawyers. You know, I have held many positions in my party of the legal cell. Pinky was there after me. I was the chairman of the All India Legal Cell of the BJP. I was the chairman of the state BJP of Bihar. I have been traveling lawyers, speaking in the country, in the various universities. Now there is a complete change as far as lawyers' role is concerned. One question has always baffled me. Why lawyers were the biggest leaders in the freedom movement? From Mahatma Gandhi to Sardar Patel to C.R. Das, Rajan Babu, Bihar, Sri Krishna Narayan Sinha, Krishna Vallabh Sahai, Govind Vallabh Pant, all their towering lawyers. You know, my young friends, when C.R. Das left his law practice in Calcutta, my friends of Calcutta would examine it. He was having a monthly practice of 75,000 per month. And 1923, 75,000 per month becomes how many crores today? It is for you to imagine. And this question has always baffled me. All the young lawyers, graduates of Calcutta High Court were keen to become his juniors. And the law clerk of C.R. Das used to take their preliminary examination. Sahab ke liye note tayar karo, he used to give a brief. Okay. And he used to reject itself if the note was not good. One day a young law graduate Lanky came to join C.R. Das' chamber. And the first appeal of 500 pages was given for him to make a note. And he made a 15-line note, fact and law of that first appeal. He rejected, you get lost, such a 500-page brief and 15-page line note. When C.R. Das was looking into all those notes which he used to finally decide. He said, note किसने लिखा है? Call him. He was a lanky man, I rejected him. Call him, he has written the substance of everything in this. The name of that law graduate was Rajendra Prasad. In the meantime, he has joined some other chain. All the freedom movement lawyers were top lawyers, except one. His name was Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay? They sacrificed a lot. And this I have always, district judges, district level presidents of Congress party, activists. And my take is, British were very arrogant and very imperial. And all the Indians, the farmers, the poor used to live in fear. And when that poor farmer used to come on the assigned date in the district court, and when I saw his lawyer telling an ICS English judge, district judge, no, Your Honor, this is not the law is this. Then he used to have a sense of fulfillment. Today, my great lawyer has tamed a British judge. A sense of great empowerment used to come from inside. Because there was no middle class then, not academic class then. This freedom movement, thereafter making India, what happened? The fresh talent used to go to IAS, the IPS, the engineers, the MBAs. Now, the sheen of legal profession is returning. And I can tell you, the quality of mind being attracted, Mr. Mishra and Mr. Prabhakar, your team need to know. He's the finest, today the finest minds of India are going in three places. A, IIT, second, National Law Institutes, and third, in the IAS and IFS examinations. Now, once this new breed comes about, they are aspirational, they are dynamic. And India is a land of opportunity. I just told you about digital India. In this land of opportunity, how should the regulatory framework come about? Is for Bar Council to decide and think. Mr. Mishra, you cannot think with the old mindset. You cannot apply the old technology and technique. The Bar Council, all of you now need to think as to how an environment of facilitation comes about, whereby the best talent comes to enjoy the legal profession. Yes, there will be struggle. And I always say, legal profession bereft of struggle is no enduring success. I am very clear about it. Because there is a charm of success of the initial 4 or 5 years of struggle which makes you a great lawyer. I have rarely talked about my father. I was a big leader. I never talked about him. And when I started my law practice, then I used to be Vidyarthi Parishad Dharna and this bhashan. One day he called me in inimitable style. आपको वकालत करना है तो आप केस खुलता है तो आप घरने पे बैठे रहते हैं आप कहीं भाषण दे रहे हैं. They told me, remember one thing, the better lawyer you become, the better useful you will become for a party. But to become a better lawyer, you will have to leave everything for 4 or 5 years and work hard. And this Upadesh of his came here, and for 4 or 5 years I left everything. And just Manan talked about fodder scam and Ram Janmabhoomi case. My father passed away 1 year before the fodder scam judgment came and I became a household name in Bihar. I remembered him on that day, and the day I won the Ram Janmabhoomi case in the Lucknow bench of the Allahabad High Court, on that day I remember. Therefore, my young friends, there is no substitute for hard work, regardless of howsoever influent you are. But what is important is for Bar Council, is to employ new conventional, new ideas, fresh approach. It is the age of information, communication, social media. You know how social media we are using? I'd like to briefly tell you how the world is changing. I remember I had just become the communication minister of India. 26 मई को बने थे, 28 मई की बात. I had a big following on Facebook and Twitter. From Australia, Sydney, an Indian lady sent a Facebook post. Mr. Minister, you had become a minister in Modi government. I have heard good words about you. Will you kindly ensure that I have sent a mail to my mother, widow mother in Ludhiana? It is 2 months not delivered. You do something. Then I sent a message to Ludhiana Postal Department. If by tomorrow evening the mail is not delivered, I will take action. And by 12 o'clock the mail was delivered. Then I realized the power of social media. And all of us have been using it. Today lawyers will be using it against you. They'll be giving you ideas, giving you suggestions. Therefore, this technology is a big leveler. This young India, aspirational India, which is coming about, the Bar Council need to think about. Friends, I am not here to give Upadesh. I have been a part of the fraternity, I know the problem of the fraternity. But this I know, that once new economy comes, you know, digital economy of India is going to become a $1 trillion economy in the coming 7 years, 5 years. Modi ji asked me, Ravi, tum kehte ho itna mobile hai, banta kitna hai? Dekho, and I'm happy to tell you, in the last 2 years, 72 new mobile manufacturing factories have come in India, 42 mobile manufacturing and 30 charger battery manufacturing. India is emerging as a big hub of electronic manufacturing. Digital economy is what? Communication, IT services, e-commerce, your digital payment, cyber security, electronic manufacturing. It is going to create huge opportunity all over the country, including for district boards. And the new investment, the new ideas will create new opportunity and also new jobs. Become ready for that. As a law minister, I am here to be with you. I am here to give my suggestions. I am also to gently remind you and also occasionally criticize you. This is not the way. Let's go better. But what is important is Indian legal system is going to remain an important part of India, a democratic India governed by rule of law. And Bar Council and Bar Association will have to continue to play a role. Thank you. Namaskar.